about this earlier. The state of where we are now as a nation, and things are happening, and we've seen the exit of Joy Reid and other people,
Mhm.
and it makes me think more than ever how important it is for us as Black people that we have our digital spaces, we control our narratives, the
Mhm.
storytelling, social media, the content that we create, the content we distribute in our messaging. So, can you kind of unpack for the listeners and viewers, if not any other time has been critical, right now it's probably one of the most critical times in the world of media history, Black
Yes.
history, and American history for us to really lock in the digital space as creative
Yeah.
people?
I love that we're having this conversation because for so long I've been shouting from the rooftops and really taking my own advice in the sense that we don't own any of these platforms, right? You put your stuff on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever. You don't own any of those platforms. You are a renter in that space,
Mm.
which means that any day the owner could come in and evict you. And we have seen so many stories of that happening to the Shade Room, where they were accused of a copyright violation. They had all of these thousands of followers and lost it, and they didn't have an email list in order to still connect to those people. And then we see what happened over the weekend with Joy Reid, with her being removed from MSNBC. There's been some speculation that MSNBC's numbers dropped in December, more than half after the election. And then so they're saying, hey, you're just not making the numbers, let it go. Other people have other speculations. Here's the thing that we have to understand as Black creatives: it is almost akin to what we saw with our ancestors who would create products and couldn't get copyright, couldn't get trademarks, they couldn't get the the respect that they deserve for something they created. And that means we have to learn from history and not allow it to repeat itself. And what does that mean? The gatekeepers are gone, and that means that we now have more and more stake, that we can command people to respect what we create. That means we have more opportunity for ownership, right? Which means I've seen stories of people who are selling catalogs of their YouTube content, that you can license content, you can create digital courses. Now, much of what we're doing right here, you don't even have to have a show on a network. I mean, one of my favorite people, he's not African American, but I think it bears witness to the conversation that we're having, is John LeGreer.
Mhm.
John is the former CEO of T-Mobile. And every Sunday, he used to host a show on Facebook called Slow Cooker Sunday. He was sharing his favorite crock pot recipes in his magenta T-Mobile colored kitchen. John, every now and then, while he's showing you his favorite crock pot recipe, he would talk about new products T-Mobile was rolling out, and he would talk about maybe what's happening in the communication space, but mostly he was sharing his favorite crock pot recipes. And one person interviewed John. This is going to bless you if you hear what I'm saying from this example. Ask John, the CEO of T-Mobile, why are you on Facebook on a Sunday with a chef's hat sharing your favorite crock pot recipes? And this is what he said. John said, I did it because I knew no other CEO in my industry would be willing to be that transparent and vulnerable. I did it because I knew no other CEO would step out of their office and step in front of the camera. And as the result, this is what John said, we had more numbers on Facebook than some of our commercials that were running nationally.
Wow.
Be like John. So, what I'm saying is, we're at a pivotal point now in history where you literally can control your narrative, Own your narrative. Be intentional about how you show up and how people need to treat your content. I mean, we saw Don Lemon was fired from CNN. Now he has his own show on YouTube,
Right on TikTok, getting
right?
all the views.
All the views. We saw what happened to Roland Martin. Roland Martin was ousted. What happened? He went and created his own network and his own channel with
Doing well.
sponsors and everything and doing well. And so I think what we have to understand as a people, that we have to take ownership of what we create and almost be dogmatic about the fact of, I create this content and you don't get the fact to try to censor me in what I create or try to minimize what I'm doing.